What's up? Welcome back to Cleats to Whistle podcast. I am Brad Valdez.
I'm Kevin Watson.
I'm Brandon Meredith.
I'm Dakota Waldridge.
Hey, we are here back at North Bullitt, and this is the first ever historical day for the podcast because we have Katie Downey, the head football coach here at North Bullitt High School for the girls' flag. So welcome to the podcast.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Yeah. So we come out here. This is what we do. We spotlight coaches, and we give you a platform, to inform people to come out here. You know what I mean? On what, Thursday night you guys play?
Yep. Thursday nights, we have a spring league going on right now. We got about 3 weeks left.
Okay. But, yeah, this is what, because we just went out, I think, last week.
Yep.
We seen the middle school.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And
we live in PRP, so the middle school was playing at PRP, and we rode over and checked it out, and we were like, whoa, this is different. It's cool.
It's totally different.
When the center went out for a pass, we were like, what is going on here?
Yes. So is there anything that our community needs to know? Like, you got fundraisers going on. Do you, how do people get a hold of you?
How can they support you?
Yeah. We're always taking sponsors. That's a big thing for us, and it helped us kind of get off the ground in the fall. And then this spring league is truly just a fundraiser for us and to get flag football out there. So our regular season was in the fall of last year, and then we'll pick back up this fall. But I didn't want the girls to take a break, so we got them out here, and we're hosting 6 schools every Thursday night, and all of the gate money, concessions, all of that comes back to our program. So
the biggest way to support, come out here on Thursday nights.
Come to the games.
Yes,
they do have good concessions here. Always have.
Yeah. Hey, Brandon, how does it feel to be back here, being home?
I love it. I mean, the entire time I coached, I was always trying to get a game scheduled like a Froshmore or something, and it never happened up until last year. And it was my first time ever coaching here on the opposite sideline, and I was like, what the heck is this place like? I remember where my first touchdown here was, but it's not the same field. So it's just wild. It's wild to see all the changes going on.
Well, yeah,
here.
let's be honest. This is totally different than when you were here.
Very much.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's like culture shock. Yeah. It's that much different.
And it's getting. We'll show that afterwards. But
yeah,
if you could see what's going on over his left shoulder here, I mean, you ain't seen nothing yet. They're not done.
Yeah.
Trust me, they're not
getting
done.
beautiful around here. Okay, so now let's get back to Katie, y'all.
She's an alum too.
Hey, that's
right.
That's true.
Let's be honest. She's an Eagle legend.
Very
from
much.
what I'm hearing.
Mm-hmm.
You go on and play
little bit.
You go on and play college basketball. You were pretty good when you were here. Let's be honest.
Slightly. Still got a pair of basketball shoes in the trunk every now and then, so.
Lace them up. Let's go. Well, with you, being a pioneer, we've been saying pioneer.
She's a pioneer.
Yeah, of this
absolutely.
game here in Kentucky. How does that feel getting it off the ground?
Oh, it's been amazing. It was a lot at first. I think last July when I accepted the position from Ronnie, I didn't know exactly what I was getting into. It sounded more like powder puff at the time, and then once you're getting a program from literally nothing up to something, it's a lot of work. So it's been a second full-time job for me, and I love it. I've coached a while back as far as basketball goes, but flag football was completely new. So it's a lot of late nights and weekends just watching film, studying the game, and
the grind.
Welcome to
Literally
the grind.
Yeah, it's fun.
I've been coaching for 20 years, and as long as you're still learning, it's great.
Yeah, it's awesome.
And he gets mad we call him an OG 20 years in.
Yeah, why do you get mad, Coach?
I just didn't want to hear it.
Not from that OG?
No, not from a guy that's been around longer than me. Come on. Coach Abel, I'm still mad at you.
Yeah. So what got you, you're an alum. So is that what brought you back, or is there a different reason you came back to coach?
Yeah. I've always, I always wanted to get back into coaching. At the time I had to take a break from, I was helping my brother out on the basketball team whenever he took the head coaching job. And then, I was getting married. We were, all the adulting stuff was going on after college. So I had to get my feet up under me there. And then, I really can't tell you, but I saw Ronnie's post on Facebook, and he was looking for a flag football coach. And I looked at my wife, and I was like, I think I might want to do this. And she was like, you've never coached football before. And I was like, let me just hear him out, you know.
Now, whoa. Is that really what she said?
She did. She pulled me
Okay.
back for a second. It was like,
Easy, Tiger.
yeah. Like, hold on now. So I called Ronnie, and I was like, I think I might want to do this. You know, let me sleep on it. What's all this going to entail? And he had no clue, honestly, like when we were going to practice, what the schedule was going to look like. And he was like, I know nothing. You know as much as me right now. And so I called him back the next day, and I said, I'll do it. You know, do you have any other like anybody else applying? He goes, no, it's yours if you want it. And I was like, or he said he had a couple other people, and he was like, it's yours if you want it. Like, no question about it. And I was like, are you sure? Like, I was like, there's nothing on my resume that's gonna put me, you know, applicable for this job. But yeah, so it was awesome.
That's something you'll learn about Ronnie and what he's been doing here. It's all alums, and I love it.
Yeah.
Like, as the head coaches here, it's phenomenal to see.
Yeah, so we're football guys. You know what I mean? We're out here spotlighting, you know. But this game's a little different, you know, than the high school game and the tackle game. You know, what do we need to learn? What do we need to know?
Yeah. We're in the process of kind of adjusting our rule book. We went off of the Georgia state flag football rules last year because it's a sanctioned sport down there. So we got 2 20-minute halves. It's a running clock all the way up until the 2-minute warning. The 2-minute warning, just as normal football, you know, incomplete pass, you know, that clock stops. Center is live. That's a big thing. And then we also have like zones. So you'll see our field marked. It's 80 yards long as far as the playing field. So our end zone or our goal line is at the 10-yard line out there. And then we have to get to the 20. You'll see it marked at the 20-yard, the 40-yard, and the 20, and then your end zone at the other end. So, yeah, and then we're a little bit more condensed in. We're about 40, 45 yards wide. So,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So do you go numbers to numbers? Is that how it works? Or?
So our 20-yard line will go at the 30 on the normal football field, and then our 40-yard line, which is our midfield, will go at the 50, and then same thing on the other end. And you got same thing, 4 downs to get to that line.
When
of
they
game.
set little cones out too, right? Yeah.
For
For the line of scrimmage.
Exactly.
For markers and all that.
Exactly.
Okay.
I'm learning.
Yeah. Well, you know, because we literally just was at that middle school game.
And we totally freaked out when the center went out for a pass.
Yeah.
I was like, what are we seeing here? What is going on?
Well,
It's
that
crazy.
too, and we seen
They ran the ball.
Yeah, all the touchdowns we seen were all on the ground.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah. So okay. You're brand new to this. So what's kind of like your philosophy? You know what I mean? I don't want to try to give you nothing away. Are you run heavy, pass heavy? Or,
Yeah, we're a little bit of mix. So I'm a film coach. So I do a lot of scouting on our teams that I'm able to. But we do have Brenly's our quarterback. She doesn't talk a lot, but she does have a good arm on her. And we do have a pretty decent backup QB as well, Bailey. And then Nakia Campbell, she joined us this spring. She's an 8th grader. I think she's going to be one of the best, you know, flag football players in the state. So we can run the ball a lot with her right now. And you'll have all 7 players going after her flags, and they can't get them. Like, it is crazy to watch her play. So we're a little bit of both, though. You have to be flexible. Everyone's an eligible receiver on the field. Laterals are very big in flag football. So any trick plays you got up your sleeve, you want to pull that out. So
most coaches steal from other people. I mean, that's just the way it is. You
Yep.
see something, you like it.
Yep.
Is there anybody that you're watching out there and you're like, hey, we can do this?
Yeah.
Do you want to give any names, or
No,
is it just a...
I'll be honest, like in basketball, like the coaching community was a little bit more head-to-head. Football community has been a little bit different for me.
Yeah.
I'm very close with all of these coaches here in Louisville. So David McGee over at Mercy, and then Rob Owen at Assumption. Us 3, we intertwine all the time. So David will send me, certain things he's done at practice, certain drills, and then we actually have a couple plays on our books that are from Assumption. You see things that work.
You realize they're setting you up, right?
Hey, that's fine.
I want to say,
Hey, let's give her this play. And
That's
We'll know
fine.
We'll
when
be
they-
ready
we'll
for
know when they
that
line
one.
up
Hey,
in it,
we'll,
yeah.
we'll just do it better. That's
We'll
all
be
I'm
ready
saying.
for that No, it's great. It's good to see that everybody gets along and is willing to help. Because
Yeah.
everybody's new to this. I mean,
Exactly.
I said
Yeah.
everybody wants to have this, flag football grow in the state of Kentucky.
Yeah.
That's what it sounds like, and that's very
Yeah.
interesting to hear because we keep hearing the stories about how she was trying to start this program. It kind of reminds me of when my dad was starting the youth league. Like, you are starting from ground zero. There is nothing. It's either we all work together or this thing fails. So, it's just amazing to hear, to me at least, the similarities in hearing how this program's just trying to grow and everything. And you said something that interested me. So 8th graders can play high school kind of like they can in basketball?
Yep. So in the fall for our regular season, we weren't allowed to, but I was in charge of the spring league. So, yeah, we brought up a bunch of middle schoolers. Mercy has a full middle school team in this league right now, too. My philosophy was, like, there's no way we're going to grow if we can't bring up, these incoming freshmen ready and get them ready to go for the fall.
I love it.
A great idea.
Amazing. That's why I was like, hold on, wait, 8th graders? That's why I was a little perplexed. I had to ask that question, but that's neat.
Yeah, there you go. And, go ahead. No, you go ahead.
I truly believe this is going to be a sanctioned sport
Yes.
within the next
I've heard
2 to 3 years.
rumors that every school in the state of Kentucky will have a varsity program in 2 years.
And,
fingers crossed.
And you
that's the goal.
And you and how many other schools are actually doing like this right now? Like what, maybe 20, 30 in the state?
Yeah, our fall league, we had 12 teams, and I think right now, before spring break, we had about 15 to 20 that were coming back and starting up in the fall. So Holy Cross, who is in our spring league, they did not play in the fall, but we got them in over here. And then we will have Bullitt Central join us in Bullitt East as well. So we'll have that Bullitt kind of
Bullitt Cup. Yes, let's go.
Yeah, so it's pretty cool. I've been in contact with Bullitt Central's new coach, just kind of getting his feet up under him and stuff as well. And they're coming out to our spring game this Thursday so that they can support our girls. So
I love it.
I will tell you, watch out for the Holy Cross ones.
This is a Holy Cross guy right here. Brand new Holy Cross. Okay, now terminology, coverages, stance, you know what I mean? Teaching these girls this, all this new stuff.
Yep.
You know what I mean? How exciting is it to see them pick it up and just grasp it?
It is the best. This is the best part of my day, is coming out here. I mean, I have a standard 8 to 5 job, but coming out here and me learning the terminology and then being able to reciprocate that and coach it back, and then watching them do it is amazing. We increased our coaching staff this fall, so I'm up to 4 other assistant coaches with me. There's complete volunteers. Also, one of them played flag football at Campbellsville University for 2 years. She was a pioneer there for their school. So she's been a very, great coach to have on starting up a program because she brought a lot of drills, playbook, things like that over. And then, it's been amazing, honestly.
Wow.
What was it like, that feeling, getting that first win?
Oh my gosh.
Seeing it from ground root.
Yeah, so last season was it was hard, it was rough. We came out of the gate, our first game was against Assumption, and they ended up going on to win the league last year. They beat our butts 35-0. I mean, and then we didn't score our first touchdown until our third game in, and we won 39-0. And these girls, I get goosebumps thinking about it. Like, they were so excited, just to see the ball get up the field. We got our first pick 6, and it was like, oh my gosh, this is it. This is what you were. Give yourself grace. You were learning a complete new sport, and we had 4 weeks to figure it out. And when it clicked, and it was awesome to kind of see that through. So,
man, that just sounds exciting. Yeah. Okay, but we usually start the episodes with, showing gratitude to your support system. We didn't do that this week. But, go ahead and give some shout outs, man, to the people that are, getting behind you on this and really helping you out.
Yeah. My first assistant, as soon as I announced I was taking the head coach job, was Erica Jenkins. She is also an alumni here at North. She played Powder Puff, and their team actually went undefeated all 4 years. And her and I grew up together as Nate, literally from diapers. So she saw I was joining, and she jumped headfirst right in, not knowing what we were getting into. But she's been my backbone since the start. And then probably like a week or so later, I got like an email of like 3 paragraphs from Maddie Hurley, and she is a graduate of Bullitt East. So we took her from the Charger Nation over to North Bullitt.
That's 2 wins. That's 2 wins right there.
Yep. So she was finishing up. She was actually playing at Campbellsville last year and coming here to help us start up our program too. So back and forth. I mean, I give her all the credit in the world. She was amazing on doing that. And then I also have Selena Granado. She is a graduate from Bullitt East. I used to train her in basketball. She jumped on my staff this fall. And then Coach Ryan Scott, he's my best friend. Devin Tompkins coaches our volleyball team. It's her fiance. Him and I have gotten really close over the past few months. He's a former baseball coach and all the fun stuff too, but jumped headfirst in to learn the game. So fun.
I love just to really understand this game. It's totally different than ours. So just learn it. I think I would like to just jump in too, man. I have to get a rule book. You know what I mean? And and really look at that.
Be coach.
Man, I might have to. I don't know, man. This has been a great episode, and we appreciate you. But this is what we try to do. We try to go around the communities and really get your story out. You know what I mean? So you being a basketball player and now being the head coach of a flag football team and a pioneer of it, it's awesome, man.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Yeah. And I asked the girls, like, what's like your motto? And they said non-negotiables. You know what I mean? Talk about that. What you tell these girls?
Yeah. So non-negotiables, that's something I've kind of learned in my like professional career, and it's helped me out personally as well. So just being a student athlete, I know they kind of forget it, but it's team first mentality. I've always, wanted my teams and whatever I've started up to be team first. Like especially in football. I mean, you have to play with each other. Like if you don't, we're not getting anywhere. Like you might as well put the ball down. But effort is a big thing. That is one thing I told them. I do not want to coach effort. You should show up every day and give me 100%. If you can only give me 50, I'll meet you halfway. But that's something that we shouldn't have to deal with on a regular basis. And then our other one was accountability. So with them being in high school, I was there not long ago, so I understand, live and learn, and we got to grow up at some point, but it's just them holding each other accountable and holding themselves accountable to show up every day for each other, and I think that's the foundation of a program. When you're starting, it's head first into how to throw a football, how to catch, but it's all the other stuff that gets these girls to come back, so that's why we had a bunch of returners from the fall.
At the end of the day, they're still kids.
Yeah, exactly.
They're going to mess up.
Exactly.
They're still kids, and it's still football.
It's still football.
Still football. Man.
Most beautiful sport in the world.
Come on, Dakota, you got some questions?
Well, I mean, I could definitely come up with some questions, but for me, the thing that's really amazing me is especially with this North Bullitt here, and just the alumni, and it sounds like everyone's just a family connection. Like you were talking about everyone. It's like, oh yeah, this person, did this sport, coaches here, they're coming here. Like for me, I'm like, sheesh, it sounds like my neck of the woods. I'm like, this is just basically one big family, and that's just, to me, I'm kind of like stuck on that a little bit, and then I'm trying to learn the rules of this flag football, because what's interesting, my sister growing up, she played tackle football. She played that all the way through high school till she accidentally broke her leg ice skating. Don't ice skate, my 2 cents. But so she never had that option to play flag football. She only played tackle. But to now kind of have more and more people, especially for the ladies, play flag football, it's just, to me, I don't know, it's intriguing, and I'm just happy that, well, kind of like what your shirt says, future of football is female. I'm believing it more and more each and every single day.
That's a pretty powerful statement.
It is. But I mean,
football is number one in the United States. The NFL is king.
There's
so
a reason
let's don't get it wrong. And there's room for females.
Yes.
They found their little niche. Now it's time to run with it. And why not have a women's professional football league in 10 years or
I was going to say the same thing.
10 years.
You have no idea where this thing's going in the next 10 years.
No.
Yeah,
I mean, it's already going to be an Olympic sport. That's just the beginning.
It is on a rocket ship trajectory.
Yeah, we have a couple girls who already got their first college offers, so that's been a big thing on my end.
And you've played how many games?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, come on.
Exactly. But
that ought to tell you right there where it's
Yeah.
going. I mean, geez.
Yeah. So, and then we have a couple of our players. I'm sending them out to USA Talent ID Camp in Indianapolis, and actually in a couple of weeks, May 4th, the day after Derby. So, and that's to, get exposure and get chosen to go out to actually Los Angeles to be recognized and get on that national team playing for the Olympics. So
This is pretty cool.
I'm pushing, whatever we got to do, let's do it now. So,
and you know what the funny part is when we first got into this, I told him, I was like, look, they can vouch for me. I was like, we want to be on the ground floor of this because there's no telling where this is going to go. There is literally no telling. And I don't think it's going to fizzle out. I think it's going to get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger.
And there's a lot of podcasts around the area that just nobody's kind of picked it up yet. So when you brought the idea to the table, I was like, heck yeah, we got to go with it.
Why not? I mean,
yeah, and and talk about you talked about it on the other episode, but you being a girl dad, you know what I mean? That means something as well too, right?
And especially like you think 10 years down the road. I mean, that's about the time my girls be in 7th grade. So I mean, there's no telling. It could be scholarships and travel ball, and hopefully not, but I'm sure it will. But,
well, and you know, 10 years from now, instead of talking about Nick Saban or Katie Downey, she's a hell of a coach. She was the one that got it started. I mean, you don't know.
We'll see where you're at in 10 years. I might have 2 of them for you.
Hey, I'll start recruiting now. That's fine.
Can they walk without falling down?
Sometimes.
There we go.
Yep. Okay, now let's have a little bit of fun. You know what I mean? Like the number you wore playing like your sport. You know what I mean? Did that have a meaning?
Oh yeah. Yep. So I in high school and part of middle school, I wore 22. It was retired. I brought it out of retirement here for one of my nieces who was coming through North Bullitt. But yeah, that's on the banner up in the gym. And then through college, 22 wasn't available. So I took 20, which was my brother's number growing up. And so both of those are, those are it. All my passwords, everything.
Yeah.
We'll cut that out. So 22, what was just what you got and that you stuck with it?
It stuck. Yeah, I just got it. It stuck with me. I don't know. 2 is just the number 2. I feel like it's just lucky. I don't know. That's just.
22 was the number of points she was putting up at the bare minimum when she was in high school. That's what she's trying to do.
No, I don't
were you a
think it was that
20-point
low.
scorer?
Yeah.
30?
Yeah.
30?
Yeah. I had
Whoa.
I would score 11 points. There was a game where I scored 11 points before the other team crossed the half-court line.
Were you the record holder?
I am.
You are the okay.
Yeah.
She had to correct you on that.
North Bullitt or Bullitt County or?
North Bullitt. I'm not sure about Bullitt County, but I have some other records and stuff. For the LIT, I'm in the record book. For
Did you
most
play in the
points.
state tournament?
We did not make it to the state tournament.
The only reason I asked is, don't you have a niece that's like
She's close. She's
junior year and she's
yeah.
she's a stud.
Yeah, she's
That's why 22 came
Was
out
that
of
her?
the rafters.
Was that her that was with us?
No,
Okay.
that's Maddie. Yeah, Maddie played basketball and then she switched over to
So
flag.
here's I figured it out. If somebody's going to beat her records, it's going to be wearing her number.
Oh.
So
That way, that number's always there.
Kylie is not. Our family's huge. So Emily was.
Okay.
She's already graduated. She wore 22 and wanted to wear it through her high school, and she did amazing. Kylie is number 20, which is my brother's number. So she's bringing that with her.
So how did that conversation go? Did she ask you, or did you say, "Hey, let's wear this"?
They asked. Yeah, and I.
Were you?
No hesitation.
You down with that?
Yeah, no hesitation. It's
Okay.
family first.
See,
so.
I'd be like, you ain't earned this.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, you don't.
And they don't retire numbers very easy.
That's
here.
right.
No.
Okay, we asked this. I asked this to the guys. You know what I mean? It's like, what hobbies do you have outside of playing your game? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What's your hobbies?
Yeah. So I have a wife at home, and I'm a dog mom. So those two come first. I'm working a lot right now. My wife's a full-time student at University of Louisville in the CRNA program. So just trying to get her through so that I can retire and be a full-time flag football coach. That's the goal. Otherwise, we love traveling. We're actually heading to Florida for a long weekend trip this Friday, and then I'm love pickleball too. I can't complain. I mean, it's pretty fun.
I'm gonna be honest with you. There's nothing wrong with your spouse making more money than you.
Hey, that's all I need.
I could literally be a stay-at-home.
Okay,
It's hard being a trophy husband. So, I mean, you know.
Did
Yeah, hit it on that one.
Did we ask superstitious or routine person?
Ooh, I'm very routine. When I was an athlete, I was more superstitious. There was always a pregame, lineup of songs I had to listen to, certain things I had to do in the training room to prep for games. The whole 9 yards. Certain socks.
I've got the perfect question.
Go ahead.
Who's the GOAT, Jordan or LeBron?
Ooh, that's tough. I will still stick with Jordan. I love Michael Jordan. That's what I grew up. My dad grew up teaching me how to play like Michael Jordan. Like that's what you're raised on. But LeBron of his era, I don't think anyone can match him right now.
So, if you played right now,
Yep.
would you average more?
Than LeBron or
No. Than what you did. Kids are soft now, in my opinion.
My kids aren't soft, but no, I do think that it's hard to tell as far as girls basketball because unfortunately I think the numbers have decreased over the past couple of years, and I truly blame that on the transfer portal. So that's kind of my opinion on it. As far as how well I would do, I think I would do better. Just as far as the amount of training and progression that's come as far as what's available out there to these student athletes. So that's just kind of.
That's like when they asked LeBron, would the Golden State Warriors beat your 96 team? He said, well, I think so. And they were like, why? He said, because we're all almost 70.
Yeah. Okay, listen, we got to wrap this up, man, because you got to get to practice. Hey, we apologize, but, hey, this is our first time really spotlighting this girls' game, and it's been a phenomenal episode. If you need anything from us, just reach out to one of us. You got our Twitter handles. Just DM us or do whatever you can, and we will help you out as much as possible.
I appreciate that.
Got to get out to a game for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Okay. Like we always say, everyone has a story.
We're here for them to tell it.
Cleats to whistle.
Podcast.
Let's go.